Virgo, this is your weekly tarot card reading and astrology predictions from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you for giving me a chance. My name is Michelle. This is Born Without Boundaries Tarot, where I do weekly zodiac readings and a bunch of other cool stuff. So I hope you will subscribe to the channel. This is my first or premiere of 2 channels. I have a second channel called Astrology Motivation, where I go live Monday through Friday and we can have live chats, and I do a general tarot card reading. It's really cool. I hope you can join me. There's always an extended reading to this reading, Virgo, which I hope you'll join me for. I will leave the link in this video. I'll leave the link in the description box. I'll pin it to the top of the comment section, all to make it more convenient for you guys. Remember, this is an energy reading, so it comes to you at the time that it's supposed to come to you. The astrology is taking place between, the beginning of December, December 1st, and then up through the full moon next week, December 7th, December 8th. So that's great. But just because that's when the astrology happens doesn't mean that's when the energy reaches you or impacts your life. So whenever this reading comes to you, it's when you called it in and you were ready for the message. And please take it as it resonates for you, because it is your reading. Now, there's one thing I just want to talk shop. I already got some comment to discuss the astrology throughout the reading. We're going to go into the future about how all this works out. But if anything comes up from the past, I know that it's a past occurrence that has impacted this current situation that we're going to be talking about or dealing with this week. One thing I do want to talk about quickly, I don't do this every week, is that somebody was leaving a timestamp below my videos, and I would ask you to not do that. If you see it, if I see it, I will delete it. And if the person persists, I will delete them. I'll just block them. I intentionally do not leave timestamps or automatic chapters that YouTube does. I don't do it on these videos, because whether or not you're interested in the whole video is the whole message. So watch as much of it as resonates with you, but I structure it in this way because it is actually supposed to be watched in a specific order. Chalk it up to my Mars being in Virgo. I want things done a specific way because I worked really hard to build it a specific way, and I know that this specific way gets my message across the best. So when somebody creates a timestamp that I didn't choose, they actually fuck up my reading, and I don't like that. So I'm just letting you know, don't do it. Thank you so much. Now let's go back to the astrology first and foremost. The cards are really interesting. I feel like there's an almost ruthlessness about you, and don't think ruthlessness in a bad way. It's just you want to get shit done. Somebody has been blowing up your crap with a bunch of hot air. There is a sense of somebody over-promising or dealing with people who just talk and talk and talk but never get shit done. This is an expansive time for you, a time when you have energy to move. In fact, Mercury will be moving this week. Mercury, which is your ruling dignitary, will be moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn the same day as the full moon. So it's almost like, I'm out, I'm done. I need to be around people who make more fucking sense. I'm tired about the scatterbrain shit, talking, nothing ever gets done. Mercury in Capricorn figures things out. It works effectively and efficiently. And this is going to be very charming, and to you it's going to feel really, really good. It's going to feel like a familiarity, a familiar place. It's like, oh, finally I'm around people who finally are ready to actually take action. Or you will finally be able to take action on something that you have been kicking around and not been able to get done. But there are a lot of challenges. Mercury in the beginning of the week is in opposition to Mars. So it's almost like people not getting shit done, or having to review and make sure that they do get things done, or that things are said or conversations are had. It's almost like, or they're not taking proper, or they haven't been taking proper action, and now you're either done or you want to take over, which is going to cause you a few issues when it comes to, at the end of the week, Mercury is going to be sextile to Saturn, which means it's in harmony to law or order and authority, maybe understanding the law or understanding the authority, or being in really good regards with an authority figure, or taking on a leadership role, or setting some rules. It's almost like for you this week, you're like, I need to set some boundaries with these crazy ass people around me. I've had about enough. And by the end of this week, you will have, with that full moon pop, you will definitely have had enough, and you won't be taken. It's like you were trying to be understanding, but people need a spanking. And then we have Mercury square Jupiter, which means that you are expanding, you are growing, but there's an effectiveness here. There's a sense of, okay, these are great ideas, but what do we do with them? I feel like by the end of the week, you're just going to be so agitated by all the concepts with no action that you're just going to take over yourself, because shit's got to get done. And that's what you fucking do. So let's look at the cards that I'm looking at here. And these are actually very powerful cards. You have Hawk Spirit right here in front of you, which means that you see things from an aerial point of view. You're not looking at things just linearly. You're looking at the entire picture. This is also maybe a messenger that comes in. This is supportive energy. It's getting the intel. It's getting the information that you need. There's also a quincux this week between Mercury and Uranus, which tells me that you could have some issues with technology. So it could even be that things aren't getting done because of tech, and then that's really irritating to you as well. And you'll want to get that fixed, or you'll want to make that a priority. So this is the fuller perspective, what's going on, zooming out so you can look at everything, and definitely having that aerial perspective to understand and see everything that's going on. Virgo, it means you might have to zoom out a little bit, because looking too much into the details isn't going to give you the answer. It seems that it is a wider lens that you need to take to really see where the complications are. Okay, hold on a second. Let spirit be your guide. So you're trusting in this energy. It's almost like foresight or intuition. Trust your intuition this week. Be loyal to what you love. This is usually not a problem for you at all. This is Cancerian energy. It's almost like you're being encouraged to put your faith in love, or your family, or where your family is headed, or something to do with your family. Like there's just a sense of trust your instinct and trust your intuition, because what people say, there could be mixed messages, or transactions might not go through for whatever electronical or internet reasons. There's just a sense of trust your instincts and trust your intuition and your higher mind, to not give up on somebody. And then there is always enough. This is Piscean energy. So this is also very loving, very tender. So there is always enough. There could also be trying to find money or be able to fund something for somebody. This could also be growing your family, or realizing that your family is ready to expand, or welcoming a new addition into your home. And then last but not least, trust in the magic of the new start, of the new beginning, of the Snow White brand new. This is the new bird. This is the new bird. Gone away is the blue bird. Here to stay is the new bird. I think you've put a lot of effort and energy into your family or somebody that you really care about, and you've made a really wide-reaching investment, and you want to see that it's being used effectively. Trust in the magic that things are going to work out, or I think it's trust in the magic of your psychic abilities, of your intuition. Like, trust in the magic of what you are sensing right now. Oh, but Mercury is also square to Neptune. So that could be a really foggy mind, or believing in superstitious bullshit. So things may not be completely clear or direct, but I think in some ways you may be realizing that somebody isn't clear. It's almost like you're like, yeah, you don't see what I see. I see what's right, and so I'm going to go ahead and make this investment anyway. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting off of these cards. Let's pull a few moon cards, because this is pretty active energy for you, especially around the full moon. So let's see where that's going to take you. Oh, it's taking you into the future. Okay, hold up. A personal issue reaches resolution. This is more family matters, and nothing is yet set in stone. I think you were blocked, or someone in your family that you cared about you think that they had a chance to grow, or that they should have had an opportunity, but somehow they were blocked, or you felt like something wasn't going to go through. This is saying it will be resolved. You know, it's like somebody hasn't really chosen officially yet. I think by the end of the week there will be something chosen efficiently. But there's this release, like a big, oh, thank God I got that off. Especially I got that off my chest. Maybe you're trusting in something that's outside the ordinary. And that's what the quincunx to Uranus and how it's going to affect you. This sense of, you know, what's normal isn't working. So I want to try something out of the ordinary. I want to try something holistic. I want to try something, you know, maybe I want to try a shaman. It's almost like I need to go further. I'm not getting the answers that I need. There's no efficiency around me. So I'm going to try something completely out of the box, because intuitively I know that I've got magic inside of me. So I'm going to work with the magic inside of me. I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to trust where my psyche is taking me, because everybody else is taking me. They're just having these stupid loop conversations. There's a sense of maybe you want a second opinion. Maybe you want to look into Eastern medicine, like something alternative, right? And that's actually going to be how you discover a solution to this personal issue. Because nothing had been decided. I feel like there was a lot of blocks, but nothing had actually been decided. Let's get a little bit more into these details. I need to know the deets. Hello. A personal issue reaches resolution. I don't know. What is this? A personal issue reaches resolution. 3 of Pentacles means you did good work and people are recognizing it. And finding people who actually appreciate the hard work that you've done. King of Wands means that you took this upon yourself and you trailblazed. Maybe if you can't find a solution, you're going to have to invent one. But I feel like you'll have the energy behind you this week to actually do it. This could also be King of Swords, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, finding you and appreciating your work and seeing how effective you are. This could be somebody that offers you a job or that inspires you to go further or pushes you to go further. It's also leveling up in your creativity and not being afraid to be creatively bold and to be courageous when it comes to something you created or something that you made. So what is this personal, so if there was conflicts in your family because of it, there's this sense of resolving that so that people get back on your side and support you. What is this personal issue that's reaching resolution? 4 of Wands could have something to do with a spouse, maybe losing their job. We have 4 of Wands, which means a happy, healthy connection or marriage. But 5 of Pentacles is worry about finances or that finances have been compromised. There seems to be always enough, but where does that come from? That's really interesting. But where does that come from? 9 of Wands, something defensive, something like maybe, I don't know, maybe an injury report, or if somebody has been injured. 9 of Wands in reverse is opening yourself up, making yourself be vulnerable. Hold on. A justice is coming out way in the future, as in a decision that's made against you or an unfavorable decision. But why is that in the future? Ooh, lots to this story. Nine of Wands is in reverse. It's almost like you left yourself open and vulnerable to somebody else's way of thinking. And it's like it's been long enough. This could be a divorce or a like dissolving a legal agreement between two people, but this is coming up in the future. So I want to clarify, what is this? Justice in reverse. What is this specifically? It's usually a decision made against you, or that it's unfit. It's brokenhearted. So this could be divorce. This could be splitting up. This could also be, you know, the judgment comes through or news comes through that even though you're trying to resolve, it's almost like, oh, I understand, stop. This personal issue reaches resolution, but it's not set in stone. You think everything is okay, but it isn't. And it's got to do with, you know, hold on, let's get back into this. You think that it's reached resolution, that everything is okay, but it's not. It's not. In fact, there are still things that are continuing to grow, and there is bad news on the way for this situation. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging. We'll get deeper into this, but there's a sense of having to let go or having a decision made that you don't want to face right now. That may be it. There's a sense inside of you or somebody that you're dealing with, Mercury square Neptune, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. I'm going to use my very clever mind to make myself think that everything relentlessly, I am going to make a miracle. But the truth is this, if you looked at it objectively, which is going to be very difficult for you to do right now, if you looked at it objectively, whatever this is for you, and feel free to leave the comments below because I would love to know what's playing out. But if you actually looked at this, you would know where it was headed. I just don't think you want to look at it because it's something that involves people who you really, really care about. And ultimately, there's a sense of you're loyal to what you love. You think it's going to work out. You may have to let your family go in order to actually be happy. And if you're not willing to do that, you may be compromising your future happiness. I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody did. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, this is heartbreak. This is disappointment. This is sadness. That's the Three of Swords. It's the Three of Swords. And then we have, yeah, there's sort of confusion here. Seven of Cups is coming out, which means nothing that there's no choices that are in front of you right now that really impress you. This is also a sense of having the wolf, like being confused, not knowing which to choose, not knowing which to pick. Maybe you feel like you have too many choices, or you've given somebody too many choices. You've left yourself vulnerable, especially financially. Maybe you have tried to stretch yourself too thin, or stretch yourself too thin, all because you didn't want to, you wanted to be confused. You didn't want to see what was in front of you. It's almost like you could be in danger of wasting a whole hell of a lot of money right now on something that you think like, no, this is going to work, this is going to work, this is going to work, just so you don't have to face what actually isn't working. So that's pretty tough for you. So what I would say is this, Virgo, step back and take a few breaths. Really focus on self-care and giving yourself alone time and space, because what this is saying is like you're pulling for somebody. But let me say this. I'm going to just say it right now. Just because it doesn't work out the way you want to doesn't mean you've wasted your energy or resources on pulling for it and trying to make it happen. That speaks to your integrity. That speaks to your loyalty and how much you care about the situation. And even if ultimately it doesn't work out, it still works out for your soul. So what I'm going to say to you is trust yourself. Do whatever you got to do. Fight this fight even if it's a losing battle, because it's not a losing battle for you. It's not a losing battle for your soul. It's almost like you've got to go through this. What is this? Can we just get a few... I mean, I think you want to know. What is this? What are Virgos going through? What are Virgos going through? This could be something with a nurse, something with health, maybe with a loved one. We have Page of Swords and King of Swords. You're waiting for a message or for information to come in and about a decision that somebody has made. Maybe even like a decision, can somebody operate, etc., etc. We have Temperance. So this is happening during Sagittarius season, where energy is still high and you're still looking for ways to fix things and investing in different ways to fix things. Queen of Swords, really intelligent strategies, absolutely. But once again, it's saying that Wheel of Karma, you are collecting good karma, but you're still going to be disappointed about the outcome. But this is the thing. Here's the thing. Fuck the disappointment. You busted your ass, and you are so far ahead of where you used to be, even if the outcome isn't what you wanted it to be. And I know it's almost a sense of, well, Michelle, if you already told me it's not going to work out, why am I going to keep pursuing it? There's a sense of because you're not pursuing it to win, you're pursuing it because it matters to you and it matters to somebody else. Even though somewhere deep inside, and I've known so many Virgos in my life, you're so intuitive. Somewhere deep inside, you already know this shit is going to fucking fail. And you're right. You're right. You're right. I've just confirmed your intuition. But your soul, you're such an incredible human. You're not going to let this go. You're not going to let somebody struggle in silence or struggle by themselves. You're going to call people out on their shit because they're closed-minded and maybe they're not opening doors for the wrong reason. It doesn't matter that something's not going to work out. What matters is people don't have a right to close the doors on you. People don't have a right to decide for you, and people don't have a right to try to force you to give up when you're not ready to. And so this is about really becoming a fighter. Let's go deeper into this because I want to continue in the extended and get more details. The links are below. I'll see you guys there.